I wanted to say some things about pausing. The art of contemplation is based on the foundation of pausing. What does it mean to pause? And read a little from my book, The Art of Contemplation, available on Amazon. Creating pauses. A major part of the art of contemplation is to engage your own spirit of creativity. It's up to you how you create more pauses in your day. Pausing is a form of self-discipline, and it takes some time to re-imprint the habit in your life. However, once we've begun the process, it can be fun and revealing. So it's up to you, it's up to us. We have to find the pauses, we have to make them, we have to create them, we have to be quite creative in our thinking. We have to enjoy the process a little bit. It's a bit of a dance. And there are many types of pauses. Pausing does not necessarily mean that you have to stop moving and remain still. This is the real point I'd like to make today. This is only one aspect of pausing. Another type of pause is the transitionary pause between one event in our life and the next. For example, walking to work can be a pause. It all depends on how you walk. If you rush headlong down the street while at the same time gazing at your phone, this is not creating a pause. If, however, you saunter along the road at a leisurely pace, enjoying the fact that you're truly savouring this moment, then perhaps your lips will curl into a smile, and for a few moments you'll feel truly free and relaxed. And in the book I talk about these moving pauses. There are many moving pauses in our lives, walking, running, shifting from one thing to another. Anything that breaks the monotony of our ceaseless activity can be classified as a pause. The trick is to notice them. So we have to be quite kind of creative in the way we think about our lives. You have to rethink perhaps your life. Like if you're on the way to work, or if you're on the way somewhere, perhaps you'll give yourself a bit more time deliberately in order that you can meander a little, in order that you can saunter. I mean, it's quite, sometimes it feels in our modern world, it almost feels a bit naughty. Like you're setting up your life so that you can be a bit naughty, you know, so that you can just drift a little. You can exit the game, and you can be among others who are, you know, perhaps shuffling along and busy about their day and busy about, you know, whatever it is they're involved in. And yet you've given yourself these 5 minutes, this additional 5 minutes, so that you can just sort of drift a little, so that you can linger, so that you can meander, so that you can saunter. All these lovely words in English which mean pausing in movement, you know, pausing in activity, pausing before doing the next thing. That's really important. So often we rush headlong from one activity to another, and there's a natural pause, a natural break as that activity stops and before the next one begins. And the more we find these breaks, these natural patterns of flow, then the more poetic our life becomes, the more leisurely, the more dreamy in a way, the more romantic. And because we notice more around us, we pick up on the aesthetics, the beauty, the light, you know, even on a grey day down here in England, if you're really paying attention, today's quite nice actually, but if you're really paying attention, there's such exquisiteness in the tonality of, you know, the light as it falls on a branch, or as it falls on, you know, someone's face, or on the dishcloth. You know, it's like really noticing the sacred in the everyday. I mean, if any of you have ever taken plant medicine, whether it's magic mushrooms, psilocybin, or one of those things, you may remember moments where you see that. You know, you see, because you're more dialed in, you know, you see in the most mundane things absolute beauty. And this is not something that requires an additional chemistry. This is part of something that we can develop inside us. It's an aspect of our perception that we can enhance through the self-discipline that comes from the art of contemplation. Contemplation is an amazing tool because it is an art. You know, it is not a science, it is an art. And like all art, we have to go back creatively into it anew each day. And we create something, we sculpt our day, our life, according to the poetic laws that we find, that we notice, that we see operating around us. So if you're in the midst of the city and the hubbub and the craziness, there's great, great beauty in the dreariest office, in the greyest, exhausted faces of the train on the way home. You know, it's great beauty if we can look, if we can see it. You know, we just have to pay attention. We just have to come off our screens for a moment and pay attention, and we will see it. And then when we've seen it, we engender a little bit of majesty. We engender a little bit of the memory of the revelation of this is what life is for. This is what it's for. In Gene Keys, the very first gene key is beauty. And that's why we're here. We are here first and foremost to model beauty, not necessarily, you know, in like having to look beautiful, but to see it, to perceive it everywhere, behind everything, at work, even in ugliness, even in pain. You know, there's fragments, little moments of beauty. And the art of contemplation teaches us how to see them. And that's what makes it one of the most treasured and overlooked of arts, of all the arts. So go out there into your lives and sculpt a poetic life using the art of contemplation. And you'll see that you'll be spreading light wherever you go.